You know, growing up, I never really fit in. Whether that be in public, in the classroom, amongst my peers, I always knew I never really fit in. I always went against the status quo of what was expected. I knew that I went against the general consensus, the ideology of how a black person is supposed to act. And growing up in Switzerland, I definitely stood out. Yes, Switzerland with the cows, the cheese, and the mountains. I stood out. And moving back home to the US, being around more black people, I really realized that I really did not fit this narrative that we had for black kids. And it took me a long time to come to terms with that until I found Tyler, the Creator. Tyler started out wild, like really wild. This loud, weird, colorful guy who didn't give any care about fitting in. In those early Odd Future days, he was all about chaos, just killing people, burn everything down, forget school type of energy. But under that rage was something deeper. He gave kids like me, kids who felt weird and too artsy or too emotional or just did not fit in, permission to exist, not just loudly, but proudly. In Switzerland, I stuck out every day. My skin, my hair, my interests. People saw me as an outsider. And listening to Tyler, it taught me that being the outsider is sometimes your superpower. A lot of people are afraid to be that weird kid. It took me a while to realize it's okay to be that weird kid that people troll, because at the end of the day, it's you. It's you working on your craft. It's you being you. Like, no one else can do what you do. So own it. And then Flower Boy dropped. Suddenly, Tyler wasn't just angry. He was vulnerable. Talking about his loneliness, love, self-doubt. Just being what people call your soft boy era. Songs like See You Again and 911, Mr. Lonely, Potholes felt like pages out of my own journal, minus a couple lyrics.
Got a shit for the Gaudian. That is why I was hiding. That was real love I was in. Ain't no reason to pretend. Got a shit for the Gaud songs and feelings that I was Gaudian.
When you're a black kid, you're taught to be tough, to man up, to never show softness. You need to be hard, take over for people. You just gotta be in your super masculine era. And no one ever talks about being more in touch with your feminine side. Tyler broke that. He taught us that it's okay to feel. It's okay to be human. Living in Switzerland, where I felt alone most of my time, and coming back to DC, I felt alone as well, but not racial-wise, but societal-wise. I didn't fit in. I liked anime, I played soccer, I just came from Switzerland, so people always would say, oh, you think you're better than us, you're uppity, all this and that. And, Flower Boy was like having a friend tell me it was okay to be lost, to be bored, to crave connection, and to be accepted around those that look just like me. Sometimes, though, they don't have to look like you. Also, I did find this through my father and my friends and being around a lot of uplifting black women that did save me. I did go through a phase of hating black women. I think a lot of black kids who grew up around in urban, suburban areas, being the only black kid there, they did go through a time of self-hate. Flower Boy and Tyler Creator, plus my family, revived me from that. So, then came IGOR. Tyler turned heartbreak into a masterpiece. It wasn't just about love. It was about embracing change and letting yourself break down and rebuild. This album was messy, but a purposeful puzzle piece messy and beautiful at the same time. He let himself be open, emotional, and even obsessive. Feelings black men aren't always allowed to show, although obsessive can be toxic at times. He taught us that love isn't linear, and heartbreak doesn't make you weak. It makes you human, a normal human being in today's society. Through IGOR, Tyler gave us permission to cry, to chase, to heal in public, to be wacky, to just be, yourself and stand out and show that you are able to, and capable to show human feelings. For me, though, it was the first time I saw someone who looked like me in this generation that showed a level of vulnerability and still come out with powerful emotions and just aura, I guess you say, on the other side. Other generations, even though they take inspiration from them, Andre 3000 and Pharrell, which I'll get into in the next scene, they were someone who stood away from the crowd and followed their own path. But someone that I was more synonymous with in my generation, that I was used to seeing now officially while growing up, was Tyler, the Creator. But Tyler didn't get there alone. Like I said, one of his biggest inspirations was Pharrell. Honestly, Pharrell showed Tyler and me that a black man could be weird, artsy, emotional, and still be the coolest guy in the room. There's no need for that nonchalant, fake swagger, man, I don't do nothing, I don't participate in anything because I'm cool attitude. Be you. He wore pink, skated, played in rock bands, made beats that sounded like they came from another planet.
Oh my god. He was on the drum. He did that in the Senorita video, so I got one now with the quick cameo. Not even like one of those corny, like, it was tight. Love.
Tyler took that blueprint and pushed it even further, showing the next generation that there are no limits to who you can be. Around the release of Call Me If You Get Lost, also, I started to discover the Blerd community. Black nerds who loved anime, skateboarding, gaming, weird fashion, all of it, thanks to my family showing me BlerdCon in DC. Suddenly, I realized I wasn't alone. There were kids everywhere who looked like me and liked all the weird things I loved. Call Me If You Get Lost felt like a victory lap for all of us. Tyler fully living fun as Tyler Baudelaire, the new persona, traveling the world, designing his own identity, wearing pastel suits, making jazz rap tracks. And for me, it was more personal. As a black kid wandering through Switzerland, almost around the same time, this album showed me that being lost didn't have to mean being lonely. It can mean you're exploring your true self. And discovering the Blerd community felt like finding my long-lost family. Also, again, living in Switzerland, all these spots he was talking about, living and going to Geneva, getting his foot rubbed, I know exactly what you're talking about. I did that. And so it hit me in a personal aspect that a lot of people couldn't understand. And then realize, hey man, black boy joy is a real thing, and you experienced it, so embrace it. Beyond music, Tyler changed how we see fashion. Bright colors, pastel suits, loafers, my favorite shoe. Stuff you'd never think was allowed for us. But Tyler made it cool. He turned self-expression into art. And was even able to work with Pharrell later on and collab with Louis Vuitton in his Golf Wing, Golf Le Fleur. And then came his first Grammy win. In that speech, he said something that stuck with me.
But also, it sucks that whenever we, and I mean guys that look like me, do anything that's genre bending or that's anything, they always put it in a rap or urban category, which is, and I don't like that urban word. It's just a politically correct way to say the N-word to me. So when I hear that, I'm just like, why can't we just be in pop?
And that line, it hit me like a punch. Tyler didn't ask for permission. He took space. And it made me think about how people, when they speak to you, when they know that you're black, they want to be cool and say, what's up, man? What's up, my bro? What's up, twin? Talking AAVE. And instead of just talking to you like a normal person. And he taught me and a whole generation of black kids that you can define yourself on your own terms. Now, Tyler is stepping into what he calls his new persona, Saint Chroma. This is a new chapter. Nobody fully knows what it exactly is, the album, the whole concept, it's a new universe. It happens about every 2 to 3 years with Tyler. But it feels like him evolving even further, creating a space that's not just about freedom or luxury anymore, but about pure color, emotion, and spirit, and dealing with certain emotions like paranoia and just wanting to stay away from people, just keeping your circle tight. St. Chroma looks like Tyler is inviting us to not just explore the world, but to see it in hyper color, to experience life like a painting in your own painting. You're your own Mozart. For me, it's proof that the journey of becoming yourself never really ends. You're always learning something new. And Tyler shows that. He keeps changing, he keeps evolving, and in that, he keeps giving us permission to change too. When you're introduced to new information, new experiences, it's nothing other than to evolve with that. My takeaway: growing up in Switzerland during my adolescence, and then coming back to DC, also living in Africa, two heavily majority black areas. I always felt like I had to pick a side. And hold on, not that cringy, too white for the black kids, too black for the white kids ideology. But I felt like I had to act tough, stay quiet, blend in, and hide where I truly am and what I'm into, my interest. But Tyler taught me I could be everything at once. I didn't have to do that. Loud and soft, strong and vulnerable, lost and free. He gave me permission to wear what I want, feel what I feel, and tell my story without an apology. I was so used to sacrificing what I like and who I am, being nice to others for their comfortability while jeopardizing my comfortability. He inspired my whole fashion as well, and I'm sure he did the same for many other black kids around the world. And that's why he matters, not just for the music, but for the freedom he represents, and allows other kids just like him to follow in his path. You can truly see the community impact in fan stories. At Tyler shows, you see it. It's obvious. Black kids in flower crowns, singing about heartbreak, wearing colors people say we shouldn't. You even have black kids in ushankas. You see freedom and liberation in real time. Tyler's world became a safe place for us to figure ourselves out. We're all going through it. Fans say, Tyler made me feel seen. They helped me find my voice. Tyler made me feel proud of my weirdness, my quirkiness. That community, it's living proof that art can change lives. So, to every black kid out there, or to be honest, really anyone who's ever felt different or out of place, don't wait for permission. Go out there, see the world, make your own genre, be the difference. As Tyler would say, go get lost, go find yourself, and maybe you'll find out things about yourself you never knew. And for anyone who's ever had an impact from Tyler or even other artists, please comment down below, subscribe and follow so I can make more content like this and join the family. I hope you guys continue to search and don't be afraid to be different, as you are special. Thank you guys.